Welcome back to GoSycamores.com. Continuing coverage of National Signing Day as we are now joined by defensive line coach Mark Smith. Coach Smith, always good to see you, buddy. How's the holiday season treating the Smith family? As I'm sure with signing day and everything coming together, it's a really special time.
Well, it's a busy time, and it's a great time. Again, a lot of hard work by a lot of coaches put in for the signing day, but it's also kind of a ending point for us a little bit for a short period of time where we do get to spend time with our families and get to reintroduce ourselves to our kids.
You got one guy that's going to be part of this recruiting class. He'll be on your defensive line. We'll talk about Connor in a moment. Out of the group you have currently, what was the biggest takeaway from 2019 that you really want your group to focus on during the offseason before 2020 reaches?
Well, that we didn't accomplish what we needed to accomplish as a team. We didn't get the season that we expected we needed to get, and that our unit should be one of the strong units next year that has a lot of returning starters and guys that have played a lot. And obviously we've got to keep improving. I thought we improved from the year before. But we still have some work to do and some improvement to make.
It feels like last year we talked a lot about the experience up front on the offensive side. That's what we're going to really spend a lot of time about your group on the defensive side up front. When you know you have an experienced group with Anoke, Caleb, and so many others who have played for you this past year, what more can you do from a coaching perspective in terms of challenging your guys when you know they have so much experience on their plate?
Well, to me, that's almost the biggest challenge a coach has is to coach an experienced group, because you don't want them to be complacent. You don't want them to feel like they've gotten as good as they can get, because you're never done progressing or getting better. As soon as you think you're as good as you can be, you're getting worse. And with that being said, that's always a challenge for older kids. That they've played a lot, they have a lot of experience, they understand the system. Well, there's always little things that can be done even better that will make you even a better player.
Besides just his last name and Connor Smith, what do you like about him?
Well, obviously Connor brings experience. He's a young man that has played Division I football. And then played some junior college ball after that. So he brings an older presence that'll be a little more of a maturity than when you take a high school kid. He's obviously a big body. I think there's still some changes that need to be done in that body to make it a little bit more effective. But I think the biggest thing is when you take older kids like that is that they bring that experience and they bring that maturity level to your room.
You mentioned that experience, that maturity. What else about him on film do you like from a football perspective that he can bring? Well,
obviously, one of the main things we always look at for defensive linemen is how aggressive and how physical they are, and he definitely brings that. He's a 300-pound kid that you can tell he likes to play football, he's going to be a strong physical kid in the middle, a good presence for us, and obviously he's got to earn his job, and he's got to come in and prove who he is. And believe me, the guys that are here aren't going to just roll over and play dead. And that's what makes us better up front. When you have competition, you have numerous guys that can play, and as we all know, and you know, that we rotate a lot of guys up there. This is just another guy that's going to come in and try to learn the system, but at the same time, he's got to earn his job.
You mentioned being able to reintroduce yourself to your own kids. You think Craig Smith needs a reminder on who you are at all during these days with all the recruiting visits?
No, he's one that I don't have to. I see him every day, so I don't have to remind Craig of anything. It's obviously more so my grandkids and then my other son and my daughter who will come up from Florida that I don't see on a regular basis.
They always talk about dead periods in terms of recruiting. Do you ever have a dead period where you just need some space from Craig, or?
Well, I don't know about the space from Craig. I think Craig needs space from me. No, he's obviously a very bright young man that I'm very proud of. My wife and I are both very proud of him. And he's got a bright future in this profession.
No question. Coach Smith, it's always a pleasure to work with you, buddy. Congrats on the class, and we'll see you come spring ball.
I'll be there, Luke. Thanks.
Once again, that was defensive line coach Mark Smith. For more on Indiana State football, stay right here at GoSycamores.com.